Hello everyone. Today we would like to present our research entitled Self-Acknowledgement Portrayal of Indonesian Readers through Mojok.co CURHAT section. This research was conducted by me, Elisabeth Marsella, and my friend Putri, Rindu, Kinasih. The self-acknowledgement here is related with quarter life crisis, or QLC, that was first introduced by Robbins and Wilner in 2001. QLC is a crisis that is usually experienced by young adults at the age of 20s and 30s. On the whole, a considerable amount of research had successfully spotlighted the existence of QLC on subjects with the range between 20s and 30s. Here are some of the studies related to the QLC. Although the study has been done intensively, none of the studies above really explain to what extent QLC is shown in Indonesia and how it is projected through electronic discourse. Therefore, this research will focus on those two issues.
Okay, so to interpret quarter life crisis, expert had proposed to use theories of emerging adulthood by J.J. Arnett and also the model of early adult crisis by Oliver Robinson that had been summarized by Argawa et al. In 2020. So there are 5 defining developmental features. The first one is during this period, these people, they feel ambiguous in terms of adult status. So in a way, they feel like they're already an adult, but on the other hand, they feel like they're not adult yet. So they feel trapped or caught in between adult and not adult yet. And then the second developmental feature is that during this period, they use this time to actively explore themselves and also explore the world. And then the third feature is that during this period, they also experience instability in roles and also in relationships. The fourth one is during these periods of QLC, these people use this time to adapt, or a time of adaptive self-focus, and then they use this time to invest in their own future. That's why it is followed by the fifth feature here, that they use this time in order to be future focused and develop optimisms toward themselves. So as it has been mentioned before, the previous research, none of the previous research managed to show how QLC projected through electronic discourse. Whereas Crystal here stated that technology offers opportunity for linguistic research. So it offers once in a lifetime chance provided by the emerging means of communication through electronic device or electronic discourse. And also Abu Salek here stated that the electronic communication considered as the important linguistic means. That's why we decided to, or this research is aimed to answer this RQ. Which feature from the characteristic of QLC that is dominantly projected by Mojok.co users?
Okay, in order to answer the research question, we use the method here. We collected 179 correspondences from Mojok.co CURHAT section, and then the data was then converted to TXT format and uploaded to Encong software version 3.5.9. And from the tools, we obtained 64,862 words tokens and 7,173 word types. After obtaining the words here, we focus more on the top 50 frequent words. After that, we selected carefully the words that are related with QLC based on the theory from Arnett and Robinson. Next. Okay, from the tools from the Encong, here we get the word list. And the most frequent word here is saya. And this will be the first word that we are going to analyze. And then the second one is bisa.
Okay. So regarding the very first finding here, so from the usage of the word saya, in general, it shows that Mojok.co users are actually referring to themselves as the one who experienced trouble and confusion. So here from table 2, it can be stated that when the writers decide to analyze the usage of the word saya, and then we put it in the level of one left and one right, here are the most frequent collocates to the word saya. In the setting of one left, we can see that the most frequent collocates to the word saya is yang, membuat, and pacar. While in the setting of one right, the most frequent collocates to the word saya is ini, sudah, and tidak or enggak. Okay, so here is the example of the collocations in the setting of one left or yang. So yang saya benci, yang saya lakukan, yang saya takut, saya heran, and so on. So from the usage of the word saya in the level of one left, so these respondents, they use the word yang mostly to describe their confusion by asking yes or no questions preceded with the word apakah or apa. For example, apakah yang saya lakukan sudah benar? Is the thing I'm doing is right? And then also the word saya is used, or the word yang, the word yang is used to refer to the person they are having problem with. So for example here, terus menyakiti dan mengecewakan orang yang saya sayangi. So if I have to hurt and disappoint the person that I love, including myself. And then here is the example of the usage of the word yang in the of the usage of the word saya in the setting of one right or one R. So it is followed by the word ini mostly. Saya ini berbeda, saya ini bodoh, saya ini goblok, saya ini dijampi-jampi, and so on. And then from the usage of the word saya in the setting of one right, the respondent used this word to describe their uselessness. And then it also show their low self-esteem and their confusion about themselves. So as it can be seen here, the word saya is used, for example, saya ini bodoh, saya ini goblok, or I'm irrationally foolish, or saya ini berbeda, I'm different, saya ini dijampi-jampi. Okay. So all in all, based on J.J. Arnett and Oliver Robinson's theory, it can be concluded that from the usage of the word saya, it portrays these two issues. So it shows the first and the third problem of QLC. The first one is feeling ambiguous in terms of adult status. So they are cut in between being adult and not adult yet. For example here, from the collocation of the word saya here, so saya is also usually preceded with the word membuat. And then it can be seen here, the word membuat is used for example. Lantas hal itu membuat saya bimbang. Satu sisi ketika saya melepas hijab, maka ayah dan bunda akan marah karena anaknya tidak lagi mematuhi petua orang tua. So that makes me anxious. On one hand, when I'm stopped wearing hijab, then my father and my mother will be angry. So people in that range of age feel ambiguous and trapped in between being an adult and not an adult yet. When they're making decision, they're still feeling trapped, whether they have to follow their own decision or still consider their parents' perceptions. So, and then the second issue here is that the usage of the word saya portrays the third problem, which is a time of instability in roles and also relationship. For example here, ya, dia sempat bilang kalau saya ini laki-laki yang nggak punya rancangan masa depan. Or she once said that I am a man with no plan for the future. So the feeling of confusion here is intrigued by the subject dia. Dia is the girl that he likes or the subject likes. So therefore, this confusion is triggered by relationship between the subject and the girls that he likes. So all in all, the usage of the word saya portrays the first and the third problem of QLC, feeling ambiguous and also a time of instability in roles and relationship. And then the next part will be explained by my friend Marsella.
Okay, and then the second word is bisa. Here we treat the word same as the first word saya. So we set the word with level 1 left and also 1 right. Yeah. In 1 left, the word bisa frequently collocates with negation forms, and then aku or saya, and then yang. While for the 1 right, the word bisa collocates with saya, dikatakan or dibilang, and menerima. Here is the example of the word bisa in the setting of 1 left. Yeah. When we set this level, as we can see here, that the word bisa collocates mostly with the negation form tidak. In Indonesian, in English, it means no, or it's a negation form. Okay, to see further, the examples before show that the negation form was used repeatedly to express their inability in doing things. For example, like they cannot do anything, they cannot accept things, they cannot be contacted. Yeah. Here also shows their dissatisfaction for not being able to do the things. And then for the setting of 1 right, the word bisa shows a similar result as the analysis of the word saya. So in 1 right, it collocates a lot with the word saya and also the negation form. Usually, the collocation here is showing the inability of doing things regarding to the relationship. For example, here is hal yang selama ini entah kenapa tak bisa saya temukan dalam hubungan antara saya dan Yuni, walau saya yakin kami saling mencintai. Or in English, the things that I do not know why I cannot find in my relationship with Yuni, even though we love each other. Okay, based on the discussion before, so we can see that the word bisa also portrays the first and the third problem of QLC, which are feeling ambiguous in terms of adult status and being caught in between. And then the third problem is a time of instability in roles and relationship. In conclusion, The subject of the issues were the users themselves who projected negative emotions such as confusion and helplessness. And then the second one, problems are correlated with Robinson's developmental feature 1 and 3, which are feeling trapped in between and instability in roles and relationships. That's all from our presentation. Thank you very much.